Hey guys, welcome back again to the channel. It's so good to have you. Thank you so much for clicking when you saw this video. So I came across this video of this man who is married to a Latino woman who ICE caught up with and deported back. Okay, and how he was, all about campaigning for TP, and of course, he is a proud Republican voter. And right now, his wife was caught by ICE and deported back to her country. He is not finding it funny. Like, he's crying out that his wife was being picked by ICE and all that. He's feeling so sad about it, and people are reacting to the video and saying that this is what you voted for, this is what you called for, this is what you wanted. So why are you complaining in the first place, right? It's quite unfortunate that people who, made the decision, okay, are still the same people complaining about it. And to think that karma came so early and also caught up with him, it is funny, right? Anyway, let's just jump right into the video and listen to what people have to say about this. Credit to all creators on this video. So let's go watch out their videos, then we'll come back and talk more about it. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section, and please do what to subscribe to the channel.
They took my wife.
This man who wished not to be identified says his wife is from Venezuela and has lived in the United States for a few years. She was one of 3 people taken from this home, and he says she was in the process of becoming a United States citizen.
Sorrows, sorrows, prayers, prayers.
Okay, so quick question. When he made the speech about removing, people who aren't supposed to be here in his eyes, on the stolen land that the natives who actually owned it first were killed off for to get, but apparently we're going to ignore the fact that we're telling people to stay off of our stolen land because I guess that's what we're doing. Did you miss all the things he said about that project? Did you miss all that? Did you not hear him say he was trying to get rid of birthright citizenship and kick out anybody who isn't a legal U.S. citizen? Did you miss all that, dude? How? Like, I'm literally surprised that you're surprised. You heard him say it. And yeah, I noticed that he never keeps any of the good promises, but he definitely makes sure that, to keep the bad ones. So, are you that surprised? Listen, frankly, hope it gets worse. Hope you never see her again. She deserves better. As your lot.
Any of those people that regret it, if they're stupid enough to try to get him for a third term president, that shows how they just want to put a rope around their own goddamn neck.
What she said. We don't feel sorry for you. Don't come crying to us. My friend's on the phone streaming a game. My partner's laying here, and I'm sitting here. I want to tell you, I think I can safely speak for all 3 of us when I say none of us give a rat's ass.
Nope. It's funny to me, honestly.
Yeah.
You voted to ruin your relationship.
And everybody's like, oh, you're heartless. That poor man lost his wife. Does anyone remember what they did when those 700 people removed themselves because they were so scared of what life was going to be like when he, was voted in? Does anyone else remember what they said? What the people on the other side said? Because I remember them laughing and making jokes. Hee ha, funny jokey joke. 700 people control alt deleted themselves. Ain't that a gas? It was funny when it wasn't you. Now that it's you, it's still funny. In fact, it's even funnier.
Those people talk about hypocritical bullshit where they're on TikTok crying their eyes up because family members cut them out of their lives. When before that, when liberals were talking about doing that, they were making fun of them and it's they want to say, they have the audacity. They have the audacity to say you're ready to let politics tear family apart. You were voting for a man that was going to take their rights away. Right. You are actively allowing not just politics to tear the family apart, but to ruin their lives.
I literally destroyed any chance of you receiving life-saving, gender-affirming care. Why should you be angry with me? Right. Do you guys even hear yourselves?
Well, golly gee, I sure didn't know that any violations of human rights would affect me as well.
Hope it gets worse. Yeah, God.
It's despicable what they're doing right now. It's very embarrassing.
I'm going to try a little bit of a different tactic here. The Republicans who are having regrets about what's going on right now are saying that, this isn't what they voted for or whatever. This is what Trump thinks you voted for. All the people around you didn't want to speak up when the like really radical people in your party were saying stuff, and you made it seem like a consensus, and you shouted down everyone who tried to tell you. Um, like this is what happens when you put too much trust in public officials. You should have been making it clear what you're voting for. Um, on the left, we're constantly fighting with each other because we can't agree on anything. It's because we actually think about what we're saying and what messages we're putting out there, and usually to our detriment. But this is why being decisive isn't just strong. It's you lead to things like this. So if you're Republican and you're having regrets, it's because you didn't want to believe that the people on your side should have been held more accountable. And when people were trying to warn you that this could lead to this, you should have been like, it better not. You should have made it more clear. So, I saw a few videos, but after the election, people saying, oh, we shouldn't worry because the Republicans have our back. If Trump oversteps things, they're going to, step up and help. Well, not, you can do that already. Like, even if you don't see what's going on as fascist, you should be making it very clear that this isn't what you wanted. And, you were just doing lulls. It's okay to call your representatives and be like, hey, we were just joking when we said this. Like, we were just trolling. If this isn't the results you wanted, you should be making it clear right now, because the people in elected office, like Trump and a lot of these MAGA guys, they think the left is right about the left is right. They think that the progressives were right about what people were voting for. So like, if that's not what you voted for, you need to make that very clear that that's not what you voted for. Like, you need to go meet your representative or go to your local Republican offices and start talking to them like, hey, like that extreme stuff, like we weren't for that, right? Like, you need to start spelling that out, write letters, do whatever you got to do, because they don't care if someone like me disagrees. They only care if they think that their base isn't going to support them if they go too far with this. So, now's the time to step up. I hope you guys really do realize that there's potential danger here, and now is to make it clear that that isn't the direction you want things to go in.
Yanis Ramirez, and he says she was in the process of becoming a United States.
Aww, so sad. Now, let's talk, because you voted for Trump, right? To get rid of all the criminals. Well, that's what you voted for, my guy. It's really interesting that you're saying she was in the process of becoming a U.S. citizen. Was she a resident card holder? Did she have a green card first? Because I find it hard to believe that she had one with a record. But, I don't know. You got what you voted for, dude. Why are you on the internet now complaining about it? This is what you wanted. Fuck around and find out.
It's funny how somebody who voted for against his own wife interests is all about on the internet crying and asking, what are you crying for? Maybe he's asking for help. Maybe he wants people to come on and help him, to go get his wife back, or what exactly. Your wife has been deported because you voted against her own interest. You voted against what she wanted as a person. You voted against her, her legal stand in the place, in the country. That's exactly what happened. Okay, you voted for someone who, for all throughout his campaign period, he was always saying that this is what I'm going to do, this is what I plan doing, but you never looked at it in that direction. You didn't care about your wife. What you cared about was yourself, because some of you are just very, very, very self-centered, that you don't care about the next person close to you. What you care about is what you're going to get, your immediate gains at the time, of the time at the time you're making a particular decision. That is exactly what is happening to you. And now you're all about on the internet crying and saying that you didn't think they were going to do this, and they are, encroaching to people's human rights. Excuse you. Excuse you. This is very, very funny. Like, you didn't expect them to do that, but they told you they were going to do it. They gave you their policies. They said, this is what my policies are. This is what I'm going to do. And you still voted for them because you were happy about the policies. You wanted the policies. You are the one who you needed it. You looked at it and you said, okay, this was nice. As far as they're going to remove the people you don't like, as far as they don't like the people you don't like, it's okay. I'm going to go for somebody who doesn't like the person I don't like. And now, who is crying? Who is having the last laugh? It's really funny. And now you're crying out on the internet that your wife has been deported. I wish your wife don't come back to you. I wish she doesn't have to even think about coming back. She should stay where she is and build her life all over. And even if she has to finally come back to the US, she should never have anything to do with you, because you voted against her interests. You voted against her right as a person. You didn't care if her legal stands were ready, if her documents were ready. You said she has already started with the processes, but you didn't care if her processes were ready, and you voted the way you did. And now you're crying on the internet. You're crying for help. You're crying because it is unfortunate, because I don't know what exactly you want, but this doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense because you chose this path. You chose this path. You looked at it and you said to yourself that it was good. And that goes to every other person, okay? Every other person that voted in this direction. And to be frank, right, I'm so shocked that this is happening just 15 days, just few days in office. It's not even up to a month, and this is happening, okay? The karma is coming so straight in a short while. Like, it didn't take long. Everybody was thinking maybe it's going to happen maybe after a year or after 2 years. But it's happening so fast. This same person said you're going to experience the highest mass deportation ever in history. That he was going to be deporting a lot and lot of persons. You heard all of that. And instead of you doing your own part by electing somebody who has good policies that was going to help, your wife, okay, because we are still talking about your wife, instead of you voting that person in, you said no, let's go for somebody who has planned the highest mass deportation, because you feel that you have the papers, your papers were ready, you don't care about any other person. And I think maybe in your mind, like in your heart of hearts, you were like, your wife has already started the process, so it's not going to affect her. That's not going to be a problem. Like, you don't need to think about her, right? And all of a sudden, it's affecting her, and you're shocked, and you're coming to the internet to cry out, right? Now, permit me to laugh a bit, but it's not funny because people are becoming self-centered these days, that they don't care about any other person. Okay, and that's why I don't blame people who say, you know what, if you have anything with me before now and you voted this way, then we have nothing in common. And I don't blame people who ended their marriages or their relationship because of this, because if you are voting against my right, then you don't care about me. Don't come crying to me and telling me, oh, how you care, how you do this and that. You don't really care. What you cared was about your own self. You cared about your own selfish gain and your own selfish interest. That is the reason why you chose what you chose. You made the decision you made, even though it's going to affect me as a person. You just wanted to be you, okay? You just wanted to belong to a cult or belong to whiteness without you caring if I will ever be affected by that decision. So coming back to say, oh, I love my wife, I do this, it doesn't make sense. They took your wife because you don't want your wife ever again. You don't need her. If you needed her, you would have made the right decision by voting in the right person who cared so much about people who are undocumented and looking for ways to get their documents in the country. I'm not saying that no bad immigrant, but I'm just saying that you would have thought better, right? Anyway, guys, let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. Let's have that conversation, because this is so funny, okay? It is so funny, but it is what it is. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section. Let's have that conversation in the comments, and please do well to subscribe to my channel. Like, go ahead, hit that subscribe button right now if you haven't already, to be part of the family. Okay, let's have a conversation in the comment section, then subscribe to the channel. Give this video a thumbs up. I look forward to seeing you guys on my next video. All right, bye guys.